Hey everyone, this is Chris Basilino. I head up sales here at Zype, and welcome to our virtual NAB showcase. I want to thank everybody for joining. I'm going to take us through a demo of the Zype platform, and let's just hop right in. So everything really starts with being able to import or upload content directly to the platform. Primarily, I would say there's three most popular ways to do that. One being MRSS feed ingestion. So we can bring in one or multiple feeds. We could automatically generate content categories based on the metadata in that feed structure. And then we can sync that feed either daily, hourly, or on demand. And we can pull in all the metadata. We can pull in that content and encode it. Another popular way, API. So pretty much anything that you can do in the platform, there's an API endpoint for. So we have a very robust set of APIs. And that includes things like being able to push or upload content to the platform, set the metadata on those video assets, curate playlists, pretty much everything. That's available at docs.zype.com. And the third way is being able to upload directly to the platform. So you could upload multiple files. You can encode your content based on your transcode profile. So you could set what you want your encodings to be. Usually we do 4 renditions for HLS. And if you're also going to be syndicating content, we'll also do a high-res MP4 as well. So once your content is imported or uploaded, it goes into the library. And the library is where you can make bulk changes on content. You could also filter your library. So you could search by keyword or other attributes, such as categories or monetization model. And then your individual asset will have all the standard metadata that you would expect, your title, description, short description. You could window content by setting activation and sunset dates. So schedule a piece of content to go up on a specific date and time for a set duration. Here you can see all the different encodings for this asset, the original uploaded mezzanine file. You could also store additional metadata on here, and we have a number of other structured metadata fields as well. Categories is just tag-based metadata. This starts completely blank, so you decide on what those categories are, what those category values are, and really how you would start to logically segment your content. And categories is important because it's the first step in an automated workflow. I'm going to take us through that workflow today. Zype supports a number of different monetization models. So everything from advertising, subscription, purchase, rental. You can do registration where you're requiring consumers to enter their name, email address, but not necessarily have a paid transaction. You could also do hybrid models where maybe your entire catalog is part of subscription, but you want to make individual assets also available for purchase as well. So really flexible. One other thing to call out is a system we developed called Marketplace Connect. And what Marketplace Connect does is it allows you to conduct native marketplace transactions. Here you can see Amazon Payments, iTunes, Google Play, and you get visibility across that fragmented landscape for each and every transaction or subscription. And your consumers now have an account that they can log into any of the devices you support. So even though my subscription sits with iTunes, I can go home, I can log into Roku, be able to access my account. All right. Let's take a look. Thumbnails. So for any content that we're encoding, we'll generate thumbnails at 15-second intervals that you can use. You can also upload your own custom thumbnail artwork. And you can also store related images. Maybe this is poster size artwork for movies. Give your app a really nice look and feel with poster size artwork and landscape thumbnails. We also support things like previews, closed captioning in multiple languages, content rules. So if you have restrictions on where content should be accessed from, you can create allow and deny access policies for your content. And then as part of the platform, we also provide an enterprise class HTML5 with Flash fallback web player. And it does have paywall capabilities. So you can turn the paywall on, publish through an existing CMS. A consumer can sign up and subscribe or purchase that content right through that video embed. I'm not going to go through live events today, but I'll just call out a few things. So every customer that live streams with Zype receives dedicated encoding infrastructure in the cloud, and you can manage this on demand. So you can manage your encoders, turn it on when you need to use it. And because it's dedicated and not a shared resource, you're never impacted by other customers that may be live streaming. And that encoder can also be configured just for your use. So if you have special requirements around maybe low bandwidth profile, as wherever you're streaming from doesn't have a sufficient connection, we can kind of tailor that, or maybe you have some specific requirements and you have that flexibility here. We also provision these encoders in close proximity to where that event is going to be originating from to cut down on latency and really increase the quality. You can also do things like multicast, so attach your social accounts, and when you're live streaming, be able to push out to Facebook, YouTube, and other endpoints. This is a live to VOD workflow. Won't go through the whole workflow right now, but there is a DVR that's available. So post-event, the DVR version is immediately accessible if you want it to be, and then you can trim the clip. And that asset then gets attached to the same video record, becomes the primary source, and so the VOD version can continue to be available. All right, let's go through playlists. So we enable you to create playlists in two ways. You can create playlists manually, so you can add whatever content you want to this playlist and sort it manually, or you can use one of the predefined sort rules, but you could also create playlists dynamically. So you could leverage those category tags and be able to populate this playlist. Maybe you want to say everything that is, part of this series, season 3, whenever all of those category values match, add that asset to this playlist collection. So your content's coming into the platform, it's getting tagged with categories, and then it's flowing into one or multiple different playlists. And we provide you a way to manage the relationships of these playlists. So you can build a hierarchical structure, you can drag and drop. And we use this structure in our app packages to basically drive the browsability of content, how that content should be presented to the viewer. So if you have a playlist that's nested, it basically acts as a category. I would click on a series. I would then get season 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of content, be able to scroll, click a video, and watch. So it makes it really easy, and this changes and updates the content in the apps that you have published on the fly. So that brings us to our app marketplace. So Zype has app packages for all the major platforms in terms of connected TV: Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Samsung Tizen, Android TV, iOS and Android mobile devices. We release these under open source. They're available in GitHub, and they're maintained fairly frequently by our team as well. And because they're using native code bases, they make an excellent foundation for further custom development, or they could just be configured and submitted to the marketplace. They support all the monetization models, and the content structure is driven by playlists, and then you can customize with your own branding in terms of logo, colors, things like that. Really powerful feature is integrations. So we have a webhook notification system, and I'll give you an example. So let's say you have a new subscriber, they subscribe through Roku. You can now push that information in real time to your marketing automation system so that you could start to leverage it, engage that consumer. You're not having to export CSV files or pull data via API. Makes it really easy to kind of streamline that entire workflow. All right. Um, Analytics. So analytics is, we have a dashboard for analytics. We also have an analytics API. So a lot of customers choose to pull in their analytics data to their own data warehouse. You can then normalize it with other analytics data that you might have and be able to run custom reports. It's really powerful, and there's a lot of additional information or ways that you can kind of be able to report on this data if you have specific requirements. So that's a high-level walkthrough of the Zype platform. I want to thank everybody for joining our showcase, and have a great day.